Hello everyone. So we are back here with some few important geopolitical updates that have happened in the past two or 3 days. So first of all, there is a new leader in Iran, Mojtaba Khamenei. He's the son of the previous supreme leader who was assassinated in a blast by U.S. and Israel. Although Trump has different opinions about him. But sure, let's discuss what he has said about Mojtaba Khamenei. Another major, another major improvement, or not improvement, another major event which has happened is that the Chinese have sent their naval warships to the Strait of Hormuz. Now I know what some people will say that yeah, sure, it might be part of a naval exercise. Um, or it might be part of some routine exercise. And the Chinese don't really do this. But Trump's action in Venezuela and Trump's action in Iran have actually hurt the Chinese a lot. Um, I will make a separate video on this why both of these actions are targeted towards isolating China. Um, China loses a lot of investments, lot of military strategic partnerships by losing Iran, because once it loses Iran, the rest of the Gulf countries are already with Israel. So China is going to lose a significant geographical area. So they have sent their warships over there. And this is proof that yes, China is being hurt by this and they have felt it. After Venezuela, we did not see anything happen we did not see a reaction from China. This might not be a reaction from China, but yeah, this is something which proves that yeah, um, uh, Trump is hitting the nerve. That's what I would say. Anyways, let's discuss all this through the news articles that we have. Thank you. Okay, hello everyone. Let's get started. So for today, we have a few topics that I think we should discuss. First of all, the war is still raging. In fact, I think it is going to go from bad to worse now, at least over the next couple of weeks. Whether this war will last long is something we cannot predict. Um, we can definitely say that tensions are going to continue in Middle East, but we cannot be sure if the war is going to be prolonged. So with Israel, obviously, as we know, there have been strikes on oil fields, and there is like multiple Middle Eastern countries have been struck by, even Tehran has been struck. Tehran has struck some other countries as well, where oil fields are now burning. So oil is being attacked. I think Bahrain was struck, Bahrain oil fields. So that is that. There are drone strikes. Kuwait reports drone strikes at airport fuel tanks. Oil is being struck everywhere. This news I want to come to. Hold on, where is that? Okay, so there's a new king in town in Iran. Iran has appointed the son of the late supreme leader as the new supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei, and he's now the supreme commander of the IRGC as well. So he's going to take care of all the things, and he's going to basically spearhead Iran through this specific conflict. That's what the belief is. Um, the There is one point which I want to highlight over here. Let me see, where is that? Okay, I'm not able to find an article for it. Okay, so President Trump, see, Iran has named a new successor, right? And President Trump has made some comments that he's not going to last long without my permission. And I think he has called him lightweight as well. Now, understand the dynamics of Iran. See, Iran is, we can say it's kind of a monarchy now, because although they say that this is not a monarchy and Iran has stood up against monarchies, but I don't think that definitely is not the evidence over here. So, when somebody becomes king of a state like Iran, uh, which assumes itself as uh, having somebody who follows traditional values, then in this kind of situation, when there is so much conflict, it is going to be expected of Ayatollah's son, Mojtaba Khamenei, that he does something which which is going to push the United States back. So it could be possible that after him becoming the supreme leader, he might take a few steps which might show that yeah, he's up for the job. Because it's not about showing the world. For him right now, it will be showing everybody else in Iran that yeah, he's capable of it. So I think that especially this week, I think especially this week we have to really watch out the news for whatever happens. So now desalinization plants have facilities have been held. So water is like desalinization is the main source of pure water in these countries. Now this is being hit across the Middle East, not just one country. Bahrain, Kuwait, UAE, and Saudi Arabia reported additional Iranian missiles launched towards them. Desalination plants supply water to millions. Bahrain accused Iran of indiscriminately attacking civilian targets and damaged one of its desalination plants through its electricity and water authority. Though its electricity and water authority said supplies remained online, of course. So they are actually trying to herd water for normal civilians. It is going to be bad for the people that are currently staying in Middle East. Although right now they might think that things are not bad, but eventually they are going to feel it because because Iran is going to go for everything. So I've made this video. If you haven't seen why is actually Iran attacking all the Middle Eastern countries, you need to watch it, because there is clear-cut evidence in the history of these Gulf nations why Iran is doing something like this. The point which I want to highlight right now is not that this is karma. What I want to highlight is that I am curious to see how long will the Middle Eastern countries hold back? How long will they not start striking it? So that is one thing that we will watch. Okay. So as I was saying, Iran is actually now hitting major targets across the Middle East, right? And I'm curious to see uh, till when are those countries going to hold back? Um, it's not like it is their choice to hold back. Middle Eastern countries may have a lot of wealth, but they do not have a significant military force to strike. Iran has spent years, not years, decades on this kind of thing. Plus, it has the support of China and Russia as well. So it is having a strong military capacity. Um, the Gulf countries have relied upon US, and in the recent years, US is willing to defend, but US is already attacking, but the Middle Eastern countries on their own do not have the capability to strike somebody, to strike their enemy and make them lose it. So that's one thing which is tough, which is why this conflict is not escalating. Iran knows it, and Iran has not been friends with the rest of Gulf nations, so that is why it is now taking it out. That's what I think. That is my personal opinion. I don't know the exact details why it is happening, but I think it's mostly happening because of UAE spearheading the Abraham Accords, which brought them closer to Israel. So that is the reason which I think is responsible for Iran attacking UAE and Dubai. And this war is not now gone to desalination plants, and it is going to go further. This is just the start of it. I'm pretty sure it is going to go further. Anyways, President Trump says that he wants to have a say in choosing the Iranian leadership. Yes, we know he wants a say in this. He wants a person, not only he and Israel both want a person who is going to be friendly to the West. That has been the whole idea all along. Now, something which I want to highlight over here. So China has finally stepped in. China has sent its navy to the Strait of Hormuz. You can see it's written over here. For this region's tensions escalated at the beginning of March 2026 in Strait of Hormuz, with the movement of Chinese naval towards the region amid a large-scale military confrontation between US and Israel on one side and Iran on the other. Regarding the details of Chinese naval deployment towards the Iranian Strait of Hormuz to secure oil and energy supplies for China and to protect its interest and investment through this initiative, the deployment, okay. Beijing dispatched its 48th fleet from its base in Djibouti, which includes the advanced missile destroyer Tangshan, known militarily as Type 05D2 frigate Darking, and the supply ship Taihu. So they are having, they have sent a few naval ships, not a large fleet, but they have sent few naval ships. Now, I was actually like I've said this before as well. See, Trump took Venezuela because Venezuela was in good relationships with China and was supplying oil to China. Trump is striking Iran because China buys a lot of oil from Iran. Um, Now I know what they will say, and that Trump is doing this conflict because of Israel. Sure, that is one part, but as we know, Iran had already struck Saudi Arabia earlier in Trump's term only. Trump did not went and fight. Why does Trump fight now? Because if it's about the Gulf countries, if it's about what if it's about what Iran is doing, like they have US has destroyed its nuclear capability. Um, Now there are security reasons as well. Iran having a military, Iran being a strong military state is going to ultimately hurt Israel and US. That is a fact. But taking out the leadership in Iran is going to hurt China the most. So that is why now Venezuela was struck, Iran was struck. Now China has actually moved in. This article with the naval deployment is actually proof that yeah, this is going that China is actually hurt by this. So although usually China usually takes a back step that yeah, we are not going to be involved in a conflict, but with Iran they are getting involved because there are a lot of investment of Chinese which are there in Iran, and if the regime changes to somebody in favor of the United States, it is going to hurt Iran a lot. Sorry, it is going to hurt China a lot because China has a pretty good control over Strait of Hormuz with the help of Iran. It is going to lose all that. So this was my news coverage for today. We will have to watch out for this week if everything goes all right because these times are very critical, especially with Mojtaba Khamenei, because if he is a man who has to prove himself to the rest of his comrades, then it is going to be a problem. Okay, thank you everyone.